It is Salty Will. So I already filmed the video that shows the setup and the damage for all these things. But what I'm showing right here is somebody had a question, does vulnerability affect infection damage? Short answer is no, but there's so many more benefits of adding that to NonoWill in general. Is if you look on the left, her 1,000 blades does more damage. So you go in there, get a bunch of enemies, you apply your vulnerability, you get your dodge in there, you do 1,000 blades attack, and you do a lot of damage. It does that times 3, so it adds a lot more. Unfortunately, in the videos you see is, even though she did more damage, she's fighting against the tank class, which assassins don't fight well against. So she doesn't do much damage on there, and her you have to hit in order to imply infection with her. The middle one right here, which I'll go in the next image I show, is the vulnerable versus no vulnerable damage. And vulnerable does not impact infection, short answer, but you do a lot more damage in general if you imply to vulnerable. And the bottom right there is Doom Waken on the left and right, and then infection, they get the vulnerable on the left, no vulnerable right. So you see you do a lot more damage. So real quick breakdown is the infection was 9736 for the left and right, vulnerable and no vulnerable. The damage, as you see, is much higher for vulnerable versus not. So if you look in the video, I think it's really beneficial to apply the vulnerable to NonoWill. Gives her dodge, costs 1 extra energy, so you need to use the tactic to give her the extra energy if you want to do it first turn, or you just set up for next turn after that to do the dodge vulnerable next turn do the 1,000 blades. But there's a tactic to add energy, Glory adds energy, Edda adds energy, but Edda is slow, so she has to add energy later. So there's a lot of little tactics you can do in there. In the video, you'll see how I give NonoWill energy. And then, so one last thing I looked up is, how are these even calculated? Right here is you have, I found this online, Reddit. This person made a big article about it, but here's a bunch breakdown of the stacks right here. And in the video is, I think one guy had 7 stacks, one had 8 stacks, but when Momo attacks, she adds 2 or 3 stacks. Maxi goes 9, so that way they both took the same amount of infection damage, even though they had different amount of stacks when Momo attacked. All right, guys, watch the video, but make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll keep making more content on this. Thanks again. Hey guys, Salty Will. I'm going to try to recreate a similar video I did last time with Momo doing her big damage with the Doom Waken and Misfortune Erosion. But what I want to do differently though this time is get NonoWill to apply vulnerable. So what she has right here is Enchanting Shadow. It's got vulnerable 3, and that increases damage taken by 30%. I might not be able to apply as much infection now since they're all taking much more damage, but let's see how this goes. So to start off, I am going to get this knight, group everybody up for me. This usually works the same each time, but sometimes sort of AI accidentally. If you do a slight difference, like for example right there, that's not supposed to happen, but it doesn't affect what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do right now is give NonoWill extra energy, and she's gonna go next turn anyways. March command. So I'm gonna ignore that dude and just get the bomb go off on this guys. And go there, and just double check these knights. They have infection level 3. They took some damage, so they're 9520. They still have their armor because that's magic damage. So let's go ahead and get this guy over there. I'm going to apply vulnerable 3. And let's go ahead and look at the life before and after. 9520. It's got vulnerable 3. Cool. I'm gonna have her do attack. Doesn't look like it's gonna go through her armor. Yeah, it's not gonna go through her armor, so she's not gonna get her infection on those dudes. but she's got the level 6 infection on her, and she put her to sleep, which is pretty cool. These guys should still have level 3. And I don't know how much life they have left, but I'm going to take a screenshot of this afterwards. The armor is like, almost gone. So I don't know if that armor doesn't count as damage. If it doesn't, then I don't think the vulnerable actually affects armor. But I'm not quite sure. But let's just put her over there, get her out of the way. As usual, I'm going to put her right here. She needs more energy, so I'm going to shoot this guy in the middle right here. So I'm going to hit him. Now she's got she got more energy going, so then she can do her remover later. Let's see if I could get some poison off without killing these dudes. And I can, so let's go ahead and do that. And so let's check them out. They should be at alright, so 8. I got 7 right here. And I got 6. And they all have vulnerable 3 still. Perfect. So stand by. And I just want her to give them extra energy. And then after I do this, I'm going to go back and see how much damage she's done without the vulnerable, see if it's any different. I will need to take screenshots because, well, this damage happens so quick. So I'm not going to be able to do exact damage analysis afterwards. But I'm going to pull up their life right now just to compare that, see where it is beforehand. So his life is 1963. His life is 8,800. Again, the vulnerable, they have 8 infection and 7 and 8. So let's go ahead and do the attack. This should be a pretty big one. They're not dead, same as before, so it doesn't look like vulnerable did extra damage on them. Let me make sure it's still there. Yeah, they had vulnerable 3. Infection's gone down to 6, so infection triggered and then added some more onto it. So there's that. I'm gonna now backtrack it. Oh, actually, let's see if the vulnerable does extra damage to her alert skill. 7538. That looked bigger than the one before him, but still, this guy's not vulnerable, so not compare that. He's gonna wreck my team up. It's a pretty cool skill. He didn't have vulnerable on or anything like that. If I die, I die. I don't really care here. I'm gonna go ahead and backtrack it all the way to NonoWill. And the only difference I plan on doing right now is to not use the vulnerable. I'm gonna go in, do her triple attack. It's hard to tell right there. I have to look afterwards, but it looks like they have less armor. I'll look at the value damages later. I don't know if the crit rate and all that stuff repeats itself beforehand, so I'll check all that stuff later. But I'm just gonna repeat everything I did last time. Get her right here. And then just get one attack off right here. Wrong person. Let me go ahead and go back. It's easy to misclick sometimes. I need to hit the same guy or else it's not comparable. So hitting night guard, perfect. Alright, stand by. Get her right there. Same dude stacking those And I'll do a life check in a second.
そうしよう。勝利はすぐそこよ。
Get some energy.
息を整えなくちゃ。
Then hopefully I'll be able to take
助かった。
images of video
強く
afterwards
ならなくては。
and just compare the damage values. See if vulnerable really impacts infection. It should impact damage to everybody else too, so we'll look at life values in a second too.
頑張って。私がついていますから。ありがとう。
The guy's got 3,800, 8,500, and got 7 stacks infection. This guy should have 8 stacks infection. Yep. No vulnerable. You see? It's got the Doom Reminiscent. Oh, so it shows the dot damage taken by 20%. Cool. I didn't realize the aura shows up like that, so that's pretty cool. Alright, well, let me go ahead and do the damage, and then we'll check the other damage afterwards too. The alert skill. And let's look at life again. 5 of 63, 6 stacks infection, 6 stacks infection. It's because when it goes down, it rounds up or something like that, so it makes them similar to odd or even. And he's got 563 life. Oh, they're both the same life. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna hit standby.
来ない。そんなもの。来ない。
Oh. That should be the 6, same as last time, I believe.
まだ諦めてはダメ。
Alright. Now my team's wiped out, probably, but now I got comparables to look at after this video. So, thanks for watching. And I don't know if NonoWill's vulnerability impacted infection yet. It looked like it impacted the damage of everything else, but unfortunately there's no damage log, and infection damage doesn't have a different color than the other damage. So it's not necessarily easy to pinpoint what's there or not. So I'll look at this afterwards, and I'll add some notes in the video of that and some screenshots of the NonoWill damage and Momo damage, you know, the vulnerable versus non-vulnerable. Thanks again for watching. If you got this far, please like, subscribe. I like making content on this game. It's a lot of fun. Collect the characters, and I'm enjoying it. So I look forward to making more videos, and thanks again.